Hello, everyone. Today we continue our four-part series of yoga practices, which are short and are focused on improving balance. These are perfect to begin your day, end your day, or anywhere in between. And they're mostly done in standing on the mat. My name is Deb, and welcome to Women Reinventing Midlife TV, where we aim to inspire women over 50 to thrive in a meaningful life that you deeply desire and deserve. Now, if you found last week's balance posture a little challenging on the knee joints, then you're going to find this week's balance posture a lot easier because it's done in partial sitting, meaning no pressure on the knee joints. Now, if you didn't see last week's practice, you're going to find that video at the end of this one. Now, remember, if you've never done any form of yoga or exercise before, to consult your doctor or your specialist first. And please remember, if you do find this practice helpful, maybe even a little challenging, then please remember to subscribe to this channel to support me in continuing to bring helpful practices like this to you. Okay, so let's get on the mat and get started. As we always do, we begin with breath awareness. Breath awareness is important because bringing our awareness to our breath and our body allows us to access the yoga postures a lot more easily and effortlessly. So please don't ever try to skip this part because it is an important part of a yoga practice. Okay, making sure you're in your most comfortable seated position and making sure that you have a nice alignment here with your spine. So making the breathing practices a lot easier. We need to bring awareness to our spine and making sure that our spine is in its natural alignment. So that means if you lengthen from the base of the spine, vertebra by vertebra, up through to the crown of the head. So imagining that someone has a little cord at the top of your head and they're just pulling up through the crown. So you're really lengthening, you're really sitting tall. Your hands are loosely in your lap with your palms facing upwards, thumb and forefinger together. Shoulders relaxed back and down. Bringing the awareness to the breath. And then moving into natural breath with a gentle expansion of the abdomen on the inhale. And a soft pulling in of the abdomen on the exhale. This is natural breath, slow and even flowing and effortless. The abdomen expands as you breathe in. The abdomen softens as you breathe out. On your next inhale, moving into complete breath, filling your lower, your middle, your upper lungs. And as you exhale, releasing from the upper, the middle, the lower lungs, pulling the navel in firmly to the base of the spine. So you're accessing the whole lung this time. On the inhale, the abdomen expands, the rib cage expands, the chest expands. On the exhale, the chest softens, the rib cage softens, the abdomen softens first, and then the navel pulls in firmly to the base of the spine. Complete breath in, complete breath all the way out. Maintaining breath awareness. On your next exhale, hinge forwards into cat. I'm going to turn to face the short end of my mat. Inhaling cat, really lifting up through the sternum. Exhale, tuck the toes, bring the hands next to the knees, and just lift the sit bones up and relax the spine down into earth touch. Inhale here. Exhale, roll to stand, tuck the tailbone, roll the spine, rolling vertebra by vertebra up. Inhale, upward salute, arms up through the sides. Exhale, hands to heart, flowing on release. Standing asana. I'm going to turn to face the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. Noticing that my feet are hip distance apart. Hip distance is not how big your hips are here. Hip distance is where your hip bones are, or the bones of your pelvis. Lengthening from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head again. Shoulders relax back and down. Inhale, place the left hand on the left hip and just roll the shoulder back so that your elbow is pointing backwards. Exhale, the hips move to the right as the right arm lifts and you bend to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, the arm releases down. Now change the hands on the hips so the right hand comes to the hip. The shoulder rolls back and the elbow points backwards. Inhale, the left arm raises. Exhale, the hips move to the left as you bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, the arm releases down. Change the hands on the hips again. Inhale, the right arm raises. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, the arm releases down. Change the hands on the hips again. Inhale, the left arm raises. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, the arm releases down. Change the hands on the hips. Inhale, the right arm raises. Exhale, bend to the left and hold for palm tree. Now making sure that that shoulder doesn't roll forward. You want to make sure that shoulder is back. So it's really creating a beautiful stretch up that right hand side. Your head can be turned up, your head can be turned down, or your head can be looking straight ahead. Focusing on your breath, filling your lower, your middle, your upper lungs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, the arm releases down. Change the hands on the hips. Inhale, the left arm raises. Exhale, bend to the right and hold for palm tree asana. Same thing, making sure the head and shoulder are back. Breathing into your lower, your middle, your upper lungs in your complete breath. Complete breath in, complete breath all the way out. On your next inhale, back to center. Exhale, the arm releases down. Just noticing the space you've created up the sides of your body, which is beautiful. Now I'm going to turn to my side so you can see, have a better view. Again, keeping your feet hip distance apart. On your next inhale, upward salute, arms up through the sides. Exhale, earth touch, the knees bend, the sit bones move back with a lengthened spine lower, and then the spine relaxes down. Inhale here. Exhale, roll to stand, the knees bend, the tailbone tucks. Rolling vertebra by vertebra up. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, earth touch, the knees bend, the sit bones move back with a lengthened spine lower. And then the spine relaxes down. Inhale here. Exhale, roll to stand, the knees bend, the tailbone tucks, rolling vertebra by vertebra up. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, earth touch, the knees bend, the sit bones move back with a lengthened spine lower, and then the spine relaxes down as the abdomen touches the thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, roll to stand, the knees bend, the tailbone tucks, rolling vertebra by vertebra up. And one more, inhale, upward salute. Exhale, earth touch. Inhale here. Exhale, roll to stand. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart, flowing on release for standing asana. Bringing your awareness to your breath, filling your lower, your middle, your upper lungs. And now we're going to do the balanced posture. Now, with the balanced posture, you notice I have a wall behind me. You can actually do this balanced posture with the wall behind you, so that you have some support while you're getting used to balancing on your toes, because in this posture, we're actually balancing on our toes. So it's called balancing chair, making sure that your feet are hip distance apart and you're really lengthened from the base of the spine, vertebra by vertebra, up through the crown. Bringing your focus to your breath and remembering when we balance, when we're doing a balanced posture, if we can focus on a spot on the floor or on the wall, it will make it easier for us to hold the balance. On your next inhale, balancing chair. So the arms come to shoulder height as the heels raise, and we lower the sit bones down. And hold for chair balance asana. Breathing into the lower, the middle, the upper lungs. Yes, it is challenging on the thighs, but it's less challenging on the knees. So the heels are raised, you're balancing on your toes, focusing on your breath, filling your lower, your middle, your upper lungs. If your thighs are shaking, that's fine, so are mine. And on your next exhale, standing, the arms lower, the heels lower as you come to standing. For standing asana. Focusing on your breath. Complete breath in, complete breath all the way out. Well done. Now remember, the more regular we do these balanced postures, the easier they become. Coming to the front of your mat. On your next inhale, forward salute. Interlace the hands in front of the hips. Forward salute. Exhale, earth touch. Inhale, the spine lengthens. And exhale, bend the knees and step back to mountain or downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale, cat tuck, tuck the chin, curve the spine, tuck the tailbone, the knees bend and lower. Inhale, cat, lengthening from the base into cat. Exhale, child, release the toes, sway back to child. Inhale in child. Exhale, natural seat, tuck the chin, curve the spine, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, lengthening from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head. Exhale, lean to the right as you release your arms down. And bring, keeping the ankles and the knees together, bring your legs forward into elf seat. And hip lift to the front of the mat to prep to lower. Inhale here, exhale, knees to chest, tuck the tailbone, curve the spine, rolling vertebra by vertebra down. Knees to chest, asana. Relaxing in your knees to chest asana, relaxing into your complete breath, relaxing into yourself. Maintaining breath awareness on your next exhale, prep for hip side stretch. Bring your arms to a T position, your feet partial recline and the left leg extends. Inhale, shift the hips to the right and exhale, twist with the knee to the left. Remembering that both shoulders stay grounded on the mat in your hip side stretch. Head can stay center or turned in the opposite direction to the twist. You can put support underneath your right knee if you'd like to feel your knee grounding, maybe a pillow under your right knee. Bringing your focus to your breath, feeling your spine releasing into the twist with each breath. And on your next exhale, slowly unwind. Shift your hips back to the center. Inhale, step in with the left foot, bring the arms beside you, and exhale, both knees to chest. Inhale here, exhale. Prep for hip side stretch, opposite side. Bring your arms to a T position. Your feet partial recline and the right leg extends. Inhale, shift your hips to the left. Exhale, twist with the knee to the right. The hip side stretch, asana. Any lifting in that left shoulder, it just means you need to just unwind the spine a little bit. It just comes slightly out of the twist to bring the shoulder, the left shoulder down so that it's grounded. And over time, the spine will eventually relax more into the twist. Head stays center or turned in the opposite direction to the twist. Complete breath in, complete breath all the way out. On your next exhale, slowly unwind vertebra by vertebra. Shift the hips back to center. Inhale, step in with the right foot, bring the arms beside you, and exhale, both knees to chest. The knees to chest, asana. Focusing on your breath, filling the lower, the middle, the upper lungs. And on you exhale, releasing from the upper, the middle, the lower lungs, pulling the navel in firmly to the base of the spine. On your next exhale, lowering both feet and arms. And inhale, recline butterfly, lift both heels and rotate the knees out to the sides, bringing the soles of the feet together for recline butterfly asana. Complete breath in, complete breath all the way out. Filling your lungs to your most comfortable maximum today. Now, this is a beautiful posture to do a little 5 or 10 minute yoga nidra in, if it's comfortable for you. If you prefer, you can extend your legs along the mat for tranquility to do your yoga nidra. And just releasing into natural breath with a gentle expansion of the abdomen on the inhale and a soft pulling in of the abdomen on the exhale. Relaxing into your breath, relaxing into yourself. Thank you for joining me. If you found today's practice maybe a little challenging, but also enjoyable and relaxing, then please remember to like the video, share the video, subscribe to this channel, and click the bell for the notifications so you're notified as soon as the next video comes out. Lots of love to you, and I'll look forward to connecting next time. Namaste.